Today I want to start this video by saying something I don't say very often. A huge thank you to the devs, and especially to one of the lead devs, Spax. Because he did what honestly needed to be done. He recognized just how catastrophic NEL Isagi's rework was when it first dropped. And instead of letting it sit for a week or two like what usually happens, he decided to nerf it basically immediately. That's rare. That's responsiveness. So again, thank you Spax, and thank you to the team for reacting so fast. Yes, you heard me right. NEL Isagi was nerfed. Not in a way that killed him, not in a way that sent him back to being one of the lowest pick rate styles in the game, but in a way that at least brings him closer to balanced. And I'll be honest with you guys, even after the nerf, he's still not balanced. He's still not skill-based. He's still leaning way too much into being a no-brain style. But at least the worst of it is gone, and that's a start. And hey, wait, but before we go deeper, just a quick reminder to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I know how boring I sound when I say it, but trust me, it's giving me a lot of motivation to make daily videos just for you guys. So, thank you in advance. Let's get back to the main topic. Let's rewind for a second and talk about what happened yesterday before this nerf went live. Because you need to understand just how ridiculous NEL Isagi was for a short period of time. His Lefty Shoot was completely out of control. We're not talking about strong move, hard to counter levels. We're talking about literally scoring from your own half, sometimes without even needing possession of the ball. That's right. Even in off-ball situations, Isagi could activate Lefty Shoot and just score. That was the level of broken we were dealing with. If you didn't catch my last video, I showed gameplay of exactly this. You could stand in your own field, line it up, and bang. Goal. And it wasn't just distance. The raw power on Lefty Shoot outclassed most awakening shots. You'd spend half a match charging up for your awakening, fire it off, and Isagi would just casually outdamage you with a base move. That was yesterday. Now in today's patch, the devs massively nerfed Lefty Shoot. They cut the distance, they cut the power, and overall it feels like a completely different move now. It's still usable, don't get me wrong, but it no longer dominates the field by itself. That's progress. But here's the problem. The part of Lefty Shoot that was the most broken, the part that made it borderline unplayable to go against, is still there. I'm talking about the ball stealing, the fact that you can literally cancel other moves, even awakenings, just by spamming Lefty Shoot. Let me give you an example. You're playing against someone who activates their awakening. They go through the animation, they line up the final strike, and as soon as it ends, if an Isagi is nearby mashing Lefty Shoot, the move just gets canceled. The ball gets stolen mid-play. No defender needed, no real counterplay. Just one button, spammed at the right time, and an entire awakening is wasted. That's insane. And I don't know how else to put it. That's not balance, that's idiotic design. You cannot have a striker style with a move that steals balls more effectively than defenders like Don Lorenzo or Aiku, who are literally built for defense. That's the whole reason people were mad at NEL Nagi too, because strikers are not supposed to out-defend defenders. But with this Isagi rework, that exact mistake is still here. So yes, the nerf helped. The range is shorter, the power is weaker, he can't score from across the map anymore. But the core issue, the steal mechanic inside Lefty Shoot, is still there, and that's why I can't call this a true balance yet. Now let's move on to some of the other changes. They also nerfed Omnivision, which before this patch was comically fast. Faster than Loki, faster than Bunny, which should never have been possible. Omnivision was supposed to be a vision-based move, something that gave Isagi field awareness. Instead, it turned into a speed buff that outpaced literal speed demons. Thankfully, that's been toned down. Now it feels normal. It doesn't overshadow Loki anymore, and it doesn't make Isagi feel like he's on rocket fuel. As for Rin, yes, his curve shot also got nerfed, but not by much. Honestly, the adjustment is barely noticeable, and I'd say it's fine where it's at. He still feels playable, still feels good, and the curve shot is still one of the more fun base moves in the game. Now, for some positive news, they added rival reactions for both NEL Isagi and NEL Rin. You've probably seen the animations already, and I'll show them in this video too. And honestly, they're good. I really like them. This is the kind of polish I want to see more of. Little extra touches that give styles personality and make them feel alive. It's a good sign that even while balance is messy, the devs are still putting effort into presentation. There's also something weird I noticed. Isagi's new awakening animation with Kaiser, the one we saw teased, is gone. Either they moved it to be a secret awakening, or they just removed it entirely. We don't know yet, but it's strange, and I'm hoping it's the former. Because if they really just deleted it, that's going to feel like a letdown after all that hype. So where does that leave us now? We've got an Isagi that's been nerfed, but not fully balanced. We've got Rin with small tweaks, but still carrying the same old issues with animations. And we've got devs that are at least listening and reacting fast. The speed at which SPACs push this nerf is actually incredible. Usually you'd expect a broken move like Lefty Shoot to linger for weeks before anything happens. But in just one day, they pushed a balance patch. That's impressive. And that's why I started this video by saying thank you. Because even though I'm still not happy with where Isagi is at, I respect the fact that the devs didn't just sit on their hands. They saw how bad it was and they acted. That shows me they're paying attention. That shows me they care about keeping the game playable. But at the same time, we can't ignore the reality. Even nerfed, Isagi is still not balanced. As long as Lefty Shoot has that stealing mechanic, it's going to be unhealthy for the game. It doesn't matter if the range is short or the damage is low. If you can steal an awakening shot with a base move, the system is broken. So here's my take. I appreciate the nerf, I appreciate the speed, but I think we need one more round of changes. Either remove the stealing from Lefty Shoot completely, or rework it into something more skill-based, like a dribble or a pass. Give Isagi something that actually reflects his identity. Vision, teamwork, coordination. Not a brainless steal that anyone can mash. Rin, on the other hand, I'm fine with for now. He's not perfect, but his changes don't break the game the way Isagi's did. He just needs polish, better animations, smoother VFX, maybe a rework to his awakening shot. So it doesn't look so awkward. That's it. And one last thing. The devs deserve credit for listening, but they also need to remember that players don't just want flashy new moves. We want the game to feel fair. Every time you add a no-skill mechanic, every time you let a striker style defend better than defenders, the whole balance of the game collapses. And that's exactly what we saw with Isagi. So let's hope the next patch finishes the job. Nerf Lefty Shoot properly, fix the bugs with Omnivision, give Rin some love on his animations, and we'll finally be in a good spot. Until then, expect to still see Isagi dominating matches. Just a little less ridiculously than before. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Isagi is still broken, or do you think this nerf is enough? Do you like the new rival reactions? And what do you think happened to that awakening animation with Kaiser? Drop your opinions, and as always, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel grow.